I'm here.
Okay, how are you, Melanie?
I'm great today.
Right,
Thank
lovely.
you.
Are you at school? Yeah, are you at
Yes, yes. I'm at school
you're
now. But
you're at
we're in the
different schools, huh?
different room.
Different rooms. I thought different branches. Okay, let's begin our speaking test. Okay. So,
Okay.
good day. My name is Joe. I'm your examiner today. Can I have your name, please?
My full name is Melanie.
Right. So, Melanie, where are you from?
Yeah. I'm from Da Nang City in Vietnam.
Right. So, do you work or are you a student?
Uh, at this time, I work as a teacher at a
Ah,
school, language center.
right. I see. And can you tell me a little bit about your hometown? What is your hometown like?
It's really great in my eyes.
Mm,
It is in the central of Vietnam, with a lot of natural places like mountains. We have two large mountain range and
mm.
also beaches. Um,
Beaches, yeah. Mm.
beaches, yes, and the river inside the city.
Mm.
It
Right,
is the suitable place to live.
right. Is there something you want to improve about your hometown?
Of course, it is not the most developed city of
Mm.
Vietnam. So I hope that my hometown could develop more about education with more
Mhm.
international schools to help the children have the better access to education, and it will help our my hometown to get more opportunities in mm, in job in work and
Right,
yes,
right. I see. Now let's talk about art. Do you like
arts.
do you
Okay,
like do you like art?
I did like art as
Uh,
I used to draw a lot of like nonsense things in my paper in my free time.
uh, Now, do you believe that art classes can help children's mental development or emotional development?
Mental or what? Sorry,
Emotional development.
sorry, my Wi-Fi connection is
Yes.
uh,
Do you think that art classes can improve children's mental and emotional
ah
um, aspects? Yeah.
I think both.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, the children can grow their creativity
Mm,
and their observation skill in some
mm,
real objects and to turn them into their paper, their
mm,
their their drawing. So, firstly, it improves the children's mental skills,
mm,
and then um, as there are a lot of technol technological device for
uh-huh.
for children to use now. I think art classes um, could be the suitable the better way for children to be in contact with other
Mm,
people and
right,
also to develop their emotional skills.
right.
By
So,
yes.
yeah, in your country or city, what kind of paintings do people like doing or watching?
This is not a familiar topic to me because I'm
Mm,
not really concerned about paintings. But I
mm,
think in my neighborhood,
mm,
people often visit some 3D 3D art
mhm,
gallery or museum
mm,
to see
right. Now, what benefits do you think you can get from painting?
a painting again.
Uh,
Yes, I think um, as being being taught at art classes, which includes drawing and painting, I think painting can help people to add more color
Mm,
in just a black and white the drawing. Like their maybe it could relate to the life. If they have a simple and boring life, they can um add more color in their life by paint into the paper, and
mm,
use that painting to demonstrate their feelings and what they see in their life. So I
right,
think it's yes, a
right,
means to
right.
to to to
Do you often visit art galleries?
mm, no, I never visit any art gallery before.
Hmm. Right. And what kinds of things do you like to draw?
To draw.
Mm-hmm.
um I am I used to watch a video on YouTube that if you want to remember something more um more clearer, or in a long time, you can read the information, say the
Mm,
information, or and at the same time we can draw something
mm-hmm.
onto a paper, just something it's not a really um it's not a real object, or it's not a picture like a flower or houses, but we
Mm,
can draw some lines, yeah, while we read the information. So that is the only way I draw something to keep my mind to focus on something I just get into my brain.
right. So let's move on to speaking part two. In your speaking part two, I'd like you to describe a piece of art. It must be a painting, a drawing, a sculpture, or an object that you like. And you should say what the piece of art is, where you saw it, what it looks like or what it shows, and explain why you like this piece of art. So I'd like you to prepare a pen and a paper, and this is your cue card, and you'll have
Excuse
1 minute.
me.
Yeah,
This is the topic you gave me in the last speaking lesson. So I think
last speaking lesson. When was that?
uh, we learned that with the speaking lessons. I
Okay, let's just change the topic then. Yes, yeah,
okay.
for speaking part two. Mhm. Yeah. So in your speaking, I'd like you to describe a book that you enjoyed reading, because you had to think a lot about it. So you should say what this book was, why you decided to read it, what reading this book made you think about, and explain why you enjoyed reading this book. So here's your cue card. And we have 1 minute to prepare for this topic. Timer for
Okay.
preparation begins now. All right, so you will have 1 to 2 minutes to talk about this topic. You may start speaking now.
I would like to share about one of my favorite book I have read during my childhood. That is
Mhm.
a book. It's a Vietnamese version, and the English name could be How a Cat Guided a Dove to
Mhm.
Fly.
Mhm.
It's from a Sweden author,
Mhm.
and the book, the story was about some animals, some pets in the same family, in the same house,
Mhm.
but there is no owner inside the story. Just about some conversation between a cat and other pets like a dove
Mhm.
or a dog. Yes, and the story is about a young dove uh, who cannot fly because it's just a little dove, and it can just see anything through the window.
Mhm.
There is scared um, from flying. So
Mhm.
at the end, the cat, the old cat, gives him some lessons, some life action lessons,
Mhm.
and then it's encouraged the dove to fly. I I read this book. I bought this book by incident.
Mhm.
I saw from the bookstore. It's on the shelf called bestseller of the year. So
Mhm.
I got curious about the book. Then I bought it
Mhm.
and read it.
Mhm.
Uh, at the time I read it, I was still a young girl, so I just realized some little value from the book. Just
Right.
by the
Okay.
way you got desire to know more about the world, you
Mm.
can
Time is up. Yeah, yeah.
overcome a lot of time. Yes, a lot of fear. So
Okay.
that is why I love
Right.
that.
So, do you like reading books?
Yeah, I do love reading books.
Right, I see. Now let's move on to speaking part three. Let's talk about books in general. Now, do you think that people nowadays read more books than they were in the past?
Definitely, I think people spend more time reading books than
Mm,
in the past,
mhm,
um, because now we have many different type of access
mhm,
to read books,
mhm,
for the physical book or online books through
e-books, yeah.
many, yeah, ebooks through
Mm,
many websites or applications.
mm,
Then reading books become more easy to access and uh, convenient to the
right.
readers to, yeah, to have
Right.
that.
So, do you regard famous writers or authors as good role models?
Uh, yeah,
Yes.
sorry.
Do you consider famous writers or authors to be good role models?
Mm, yes,
You do.
I think, yeah, yes, I do,
Mm,
because they by the way they can write that great their great book,
mm,
their perspective
mm,
of life uh, and 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 practical experience could help
mm.
me a lot in my life.
Right. Now, if a movie is based on a book, so would you
Mm.
prefer to read the book or watch the movie or watch the film?
um, as a really as um, a person who likes to analyze anything, I I prefer to read the book first and then watch the movie. If I had if I got the book first, I will do both because I want because the movie can have colorful image that
Mm,
can bring the words in the book into a really wonderful picture. So it
mm,
could have me to demonstrate,
mm,
to imagine
mm,
the plot, the story better. but
Mm,
also I want to analyze what difference between the movies and the books. So I
right,
will do both.
right. Now, in your country, what kind of books that are most popular with children?
I think the most popular books for children could be telling stories
Mhm.
in both Vietnamese, my mother tongue, and also in foreign languages like English um, um, or Korean or Japanese. Because now parents do not have much time to spend for their children, but they want their children not to focus on the tablets or phones,
Mm,
so they will buy a lot of books about stories for them to read every night.
mm, right. And many children today don't really love reading books. Why is this happening?
Oh, I think the most the great impact of
Mm,
the number of children less reading books is from the development of technology.
mhm,
Um, yes, they have more interesting things to see and to watch through YouTube or TikTok.
mm,
So yeah.
mm. Right, I see. And how do you think children can be encouraged to read more?
From my point of view, I think the children in my age also do not like to read books, most
Mhm,
of them. So I think uh, the first access to books could be from the parents, and
mm,
then the second is from the school, because schools do shouldn't only teach theoretical knowledge, but also from some more interesting book. It will
mm.
help children to have more habits of reading books.
Right, I see. And are there any jobs where people need to read a lot of books?
The jobs people
Yes,
need to read books, right?
are there any jobs, okay, that
Oh,
require people to read a lot of books?
yes, sure, because
Uh,
we can see um, the translator or interpreter would be, or the journalist, I think, would be the first, very first jobs to require a lot of books
mm,
to read. Yeah, because they have to rewrite or they have to paraphrase, use their language to interpret the ideas from someone else. So they need to read book a lot.
right, I see. And do you think reading novels is more interesting than reading factual books?
What do you mean by the last one book?
Factual books based on facts. Do you think that reading
Ah,
novels or not or fiction stories
mhm.
is better than reading factual books or books based on facts? Hmm.
I think it's based on the need of the readers. If they want to improve their creativity, or they
Mm,
want to improve, yes, something like that, so they
mm,
could read fictions.
mm,
Mm, on the other hand, if I need to improve my life skills, my
mm,
experience, I think a documentary could be better for me.
mm. Right, I see. So that is it on our speaking test. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so have a nice day, okay? Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye. See you
See
next
you.
time.
Bye.
Bye bye.